What we do here is go back.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome back. It's me, Colteastwood here. I'm back making another video. And yes, I know it's been a while, but hey, what can you do? It's the life of college. So I'm just glad to be back, and I'm glad I actually uploaded that comic book cast video because I was really mean to actually get that out there. And now that I finished it, I could get on to my other projects, such as this one. So now on to the video itself. So I've been no stranger to speaking out against fanboys on Twitter and on YouTube and here on my own channel. I've spoken about many of these fanboys. Well, I may not have talked about them being fanboys. The only few ones I have talked about were mostly JTech and actually Carp Gamer. But other than that, I haven't really gone into fanboys as much because just their logic is just so idiotic. It is. Honestly, when I tried to debate them on anything, on any platform I tried to debate them on, they are just, there is no logic behind their brains. There is none. It is just missing. That is how bad their logic is. Now, the fanboy I'm going to be talking about today is Colteastwood. Now, Colteastwood is an Xbox fanboy. Now, he may try to seem like he's not a fanboy, but he really is. And I just gotta say this. His channel just sounds like pure fucking marketing. It just sounds like marketing for Xbox. And okay, I get that you like Xbox. I get you like its services. But you don't have to sound like a brochure like why you should buy an Xbox. Because I'm pretty sure that's their job, not yours. Unless you own stock in the company. Then sure, you could talk about Xbox all you want, Colt. But I'm pretty sure you don't actually work for them.
Or if you decide to play it within Xbox Game Pass. For $10 a month right now, you get almost 200 Xbox 360 and Xbox One games with unlimited download and installed playtime.
Now, I don't really have anything against Colt other than the fact that he blocked me for retweeting a joke made about him. And I mean, God, I don't really watch his content anymore because it's just become so bad. I used to try to watch him to see what I could criticize, but it's just pure marketing, and it's hard to get through just looking through that nonsense. Now, recently he put a video speaking about the brand new Xbox that's about to release, and wouldn't you know it, of course he talks about the breaching frame rates no one has, quote, ever seen before. Only if you've been on PC, though. It's nothing new.
This generation is going to be a bigger leap than any generation we've done before. It's going to usher in resolution and frame rates that we've never seen before. Never seen before.
Bullshit! On the AMD and Xbox Scarlet, he has the Microsoft DXR ray tracing right here. But this is an NVIDIA demo. So why would you bother using NVIDIA footage for ray tracing in real-time lighting and stuff, but then put Microsoft DXR ray tracing on the other side? That's misleading. Anyone who doesn't know that this is an NVIDIA demo would be under the assumption that this is what it actually looks like. He doesn't make that clear. You're promoting AMD's proprietary software using NVIDIA tech video. What, dude?
I mean, come on. I've seen so many fucking fanboys actually believe this shit. Xbox is actually gonna have ray tracing and that is actually gonna be able to reach 160 FPS. I mean, are you shitting me? Because if you guys have been living under a rock, consoles haven't even been able to at least do 60 FPS much. I mean, sure, there are a few games that do 60 FPS, but you have to sacrifice a lot to get there on consoles. Whereas PC, you really don't need to go through that. You can really get 60 FPS really easily, and I've gotten games where I could go actually past 60 FPS. So it's nothing new to me. But all because, of course, they had it in a marketing video for the new Xbox. Of course they tried to speak it as facts. Of course they do. Now my huge problem with this is the fact that they're actually believing that shit. I mean, okay, I had to just say this. These companies are not out here to actually be for you. They're just out for your money. They don't actually give a shit about you. So I just think that's of course they'll say these buzzwords like 160 FPS, 4K ray tracing. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, you guys eat up all of this. And honestly, these fucking fanboys are just so, like, they're so gullible. And on any side. Honestly, I still remember when people were saying that the PS4 Pro was going to be able to do past 4K. Or were even talking about it. Like, no, TVs can't even do that yet. And consoles aren't even capable of sticking to 1080p. We still get games that get downscaled. So honestly, these fanboys are just insane. Now the reason I add this in here is because of course it's in his Xbox video, his Xbox Scarlet video, and well, I mean, just the stuff he says in there is just insane to me because I've played on PC, I've experienced this already, so this is nothing new to me, and I've seen Xbox fanboys just say like this is something groundbreaking when PCs have been able to break past 60 FPS for years. And not only that, they've been able to do past 4K for years, and PCs have also gone to ray tracing for years. And he's also acting like, of course, load times are going to be really like a game changer on Xbox, which in reality, I mean, sure, with the older games, the load screens wouldn't really be a problem. It's always with newer games where load screens will start to really be challenged because, of course, newer games are always going to be bigger and bigger and bigger. And well, I don't know. I for sure don't know if consoles will be able to actually even like break through that and have no load times. But all I know is that PC really doesn't have any load times compared to consoles. And again, they're acting like this is like, well, specifically Colt is acting like this is something new in his video, but it's not. So
travel in less than a few seconds, keeping you immersed in the world until you stop playing. Load times are decreased over 90%, cutting 30-second load times down to less than 3 seconds. Meaning developers no longer have to hide loading world assets behind canned animations, door openings, or elevator rides. And like dealers said, there is nothing like this, even currently on PC.
yeah. And then there's also the matter of the ray tracing, where, of course, him and dealer, of course, get into ray tracing, which really, they aren't really any experts because they think that there will be some type of form of ray tracing in Xbox. But of course, a lot of us PC people know that how costly ray tracing is to performance, and if Xbox wants to have good performance, good frame rates, they're going to have to sacrifice that for ray tracing if they implement it. Now, I'm not tech savvy, so I can't talk about hardware accelerated ray tracing and what all that does because honestly, I'm not the tech expert, so I'm just going to avoid that. But again, from what I've been hearing around from the PC parts is that ray tracing is costly in performance, so it's not really something too worth having. Otherwise, yeah, you're gonna have to suffer a bit. And I mean, while ray tracing is a cool idea, if it's going to be costly in performance, I really don't think it should be worth it to hype, because that means you will be sacrificing that on Xbox, and again, consoles haven't really been able to hit 60 FPS with a lot of games. I mean, sure, with some exclusives or some games that can hit 60 FPS, I mean, maybe there will be a few exceptions, but of course, most games are only 30 on consoles. Now, well, I don't really care about the FPS on consoles, because if I got a console, I just play with friends. But it's just, they really do think that above 60 FPS will be a thing on consoles, which I think most of us really realize that that's not going to be possible on consoles. Now, I wouldn't have to make this video if it wasn't for the fact that these Xbox YouTubers are pushing this stuff and are actually trying to make this seem like it will be happening for sure. And while there are rumors saying how powerful an Xbox will be with new tech, it's just all up in the air. No one really knows how powerful these consoles are going to be. And they are certainly not going to be as powerful as a PC. That's for certain. Because with things that consoles have been capable of so far, it's just not a real reality that these consoles will actually be able to set these standards. Now, I know a few people that play consoles that want 60 FPS to be the standard. Now, that should be the standard because, of course, 60 FPS is just really nice to have, and something all games should strive for. Now, for console makers to try to push past 60 FPS is really unrealistic and shouldn't really be the standard. It shouldn't really be the goal, at least for now, or at least for another few years of however long consoles will be made, because of course the consoles won't be able to actually handle it. Now, I'm about to end Colt Eastwood's career here, because Colt Eastwood should not be taken seriously at all. And from this clip too, I'm going to be showing you why I don't actually trust him, because he can't actually keep to what his video is talking about again. But let me play it for you right here and explain
how this hard drive solution will make the Xbox Scarlet do what current PCs cannot.
I think that capability will be something people don't see today. He continues, and then the high-speed instant gaming using solid-state drives. He said doing this will enable something called instant resume. He continues, getting into games and being able to play by removing load times and load screens that exist today. That's going to be a huge change. The way that I'm reading this, you'll be able to play games by removing load times and load screens that exist today, quote unquote. What does that mean? To me, it sounds like there will be no load screens. And you know what? That's not even possible on the PC right now. I had previously speculated...
Why are we hyping something that doesn't exist? Why?
Exactly what I'm saying. We then get what I think are some pretty accurate leaks describing an Xbox coming out next year that has an insane amount of GDDR6. Along with this super fast memory on the motherboard comes a super quick cache on the SSD itself, dedicated to games. According to these leaks, it's anywhere from 32 to 64 gigabytes available on the hard drive itself to help complement the onboard memory. So you're looking at...
Okay, here we go with this GDDR6 shit, right? Help me, Jesus. How come my 1080 Ti is using GDDR5X, but it's faster than the 27 that uses GDDR6? It's like the second the console fans hear that something's got a bigger number, all of a sudden, all bets are off. These guys are now talking about PCI Express 4.0.
With comparable to that of PCI Express 4.0, but in a console, if they decide to max that bandwidth out, they can effectively remove these load screens.
decreased over 90%, cutting 30-second load times down to less than 3 seconds. Meaning developers no longer have to hide loading world assets behind canned animations, door openings, or elevator rides. And like Dealer said, there is nothing like this, even currently on PC.
So load times are going to be now, like Dealer Gamer just said there will be no load times. Colteastwood comes right in and then says that there will be.
So you heard it multiple times from Dealer saying that there wasn't going to be any load times. But yet, Colt comes out and says there will be slight load times. Now, yes, now I get that these console manufacturers have been talking about that they want to remove load times, make it easier to play games faster, etc. But the problem is with their narrative is Colt Eastwood changed it from no load times to slight load times. There's a huge difference between no load times. You realize that, Colt, right? Now, it's not the first time he's ever backpedaled on something like this, but Colt Eastwood has... the fact that he actually said that he put this in the video itself, he's trying to push a little narrative. He's trying to push his narrative of course, Xbox being better than PCs in certain areas. Now, again, as Gundam proved out in those clips, he just kind of discredited himself by saying that there will be slight load times. And he does this kind of stuff a lot. He does this a lot. It's not the first time he's backpedaled like this. And to be honest, it just honestly just it fools his own fans. His own fans actually believe this. If you look at his comment sections, sure, they're mostly his fans, but they believe this shit, and it needs to be called out. They aren't huge lies. They are lies. He does this stuff, and I don't know if people have actually caught on to this, but I want to call this out. Now, again, like I said, Colt Eastwood has done this multiple times, and him and Dealer have done this with, of course, sales numbers. Now, I do know where they get this narrative from. It's from the PlayStation side. Now, I don't agree with a lot of people who are from the PlayStation side who actually bring up the sales numbers, even though I talk to a lot of PlayStation, more of people who favor PlayStation in that console side. But again, I don't agree when they bring up the numbers. But the problem is when they say sales numbers don't matter, they should stick to their guns and say it doesn't matter. But the problem what I have here is, in this clip I'm about to show you, I'll speak about it after. So, here you go.
And Microsoft is definitely feeling the blunt force of that difference right now.
Xbox Game Pass.
There it is.
Makes a full-price game like Crackdown 3 more accessible for frugal gamers, withholding $60 for another game like Anthem. Microsoft doesn't care if you buy Crackdown 3 outright, digitally or physically full-priced.
What do you mean they don't care if you buy it digitally?
Hard thing for fans to shake.
Is it? I've literally never thought of this or heard anyone talking about it until just now. I guess I shook it really easily.
Since a game like Gears 5 can be dismissed as being popular, since it can be played by anyone for just $10 on Game Pass.
And there's another thing I've literally never heard anyone say.
Here's where the disconnect is created. Microsoft has removed the reliance on sales figures with their hardware and their software, as long as you are buying the game or buying a residual subscription for Xbox Game Pass.
Okay, so they don't care about sales, but they do care about sales. Cool.
Don't worry about if Microsoft is not making a profit on massive games like Gears 5 or Halo Infinite.
If they, oh my god, you are so dumb. If they're not making a profit off games, why would they keep making games? If it's not,
Do you see what I mean, people? Do you see what I mean? He not only flipped it from Microsoft not caring about sales, but that Microsoft only cares if you make a purchase, which still equivalates to sales mattering. So, which is it, Colt? Again, you're not being very clear. You're really just flipping it to whatever you want it to, wherever you want it to fit. And even then, you can't stay consistent. You're not consistent enough. You're claiming that sales don't matter, but yet you're saying as long as they make a profit, it still counts. And well, I get that you don't. I get that the Xbox fanboys and PS4 fanboys have been waiting about sales for a long time now. But still, your logic makes no sense. And the fact that you said they don't care if they make a profit off of video games, of course they care. Of course they care if they make a sale. Of course they care if they make a profit, because that's how they make the video games. If they can't make a profit, they might as well just close down Xbox. And you can't use that logic. Well, since Microsoft still makes money, they can keep Xbox alive. Xbox is a separate division from Microsoft. If a division isn't making enough money for Microsoft, what's the point of keeping the Xbox around? And what's the point of keep making games? You need money to make a profit. You need money to pay the developers for making their games. And while sure, Microsoft owns the developers, and Microsoft is a huge company in itself, I'm pretty sure they do care about money. And the fact you try to spin it as sales don't matter at first, and dealer has done this as well. He's spun it like that as well. That digital sales are the ones that are improving big time over physical media. But overall, if they come back to sales, that they do care about sales, even if it's digital, or if it makes a big profit digital-wise, it's just, why are you even arguing sales don't matter if you're just arguing that sales do matter digitally-wise, that it's giving them a profit? Again, Colt Eastwood logic is flawed as hell. And while I wouldn't have a problem with this if he just stayed consistent with his logic, even if it was bad still. But I'm doing this to show off Colt Eastwood as nothing as but a manipulator. He just lies. He doesn't stay consistent with his facts at all. He doesn't stay consistent with his narrative at all. And the fact that his fans eat this up and actually believe Colt as, oh, he's an honest person about Xbox. He speaks the truth. The fact that he just backpedaled there. Yeah, I don't agree with him. And I'm not going to go soft on Colt Eastwood. I'm going to, the fact that you backpedal is just, okay. And I'm going to be calling you out, Colt. But with that, guys, I'm going to be ending the video off here. Now, Colt, if you're watching this, next time, improve your narrative. Actually stay consistent with what you say. And don't backpedal like that, ever. Because it just makes you look like you don't know what you want to talk, like you want to stay consistent about. But anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and tune in for the next time, guys. Peace.